Hey, all, we should be live. Hello, everyone. I still have to finish eating, but um, other than that, I hope you all are doing well. Let me know if you can hear me and everything. I do have chat pulled up. If I wasn't diabetic, I would skip eating the rest of these, but yeah, food is important. I just hate consuming it. What was dinner? Dinner was the finest Burger King that the land has to offer. Because I had to go and get prescriptions filled, so. No, it's not Wendy's. Sorry. That would have been a better idea, though. We should have gone with that, considering we rarely eat out. Hey, Pine Snake. Let's see you. We have Wrist Disabled Writer, Atheist T-Girl, Mrs. Snarky, Demonic Davros, Mark, Pine Snake. Hope you guys are all doing good. Blocked. Yeah, sorry. It was Burger King. I hate to disappoint. Yeah, I can't order tacos because they don't understand what I say. Hi, Maddie. Oh, yeah, so I had my, excuse the hair too. It's been a long day. I had my checkup, med refill, appointment with pain management here. Yeah, so far everyone here is a mod. And there were a few things that they suggested. So I am on a new, it's in trials right now for low doses. So they basically titrate a very small amount of this medication. On the higher end, it's actually used for like opiate withdrawal and alcohol withdrawal. And they basically have found that if you titrate it to a very, very low dose, like micrograms, it actually helps with pain, which they didn't realize was a thing. So it's being tested right now. It's not FDA approved, so I have to get it through an apothecary, which to me sounds like very medieval. Like I'm now back in like medieval Europe. I have to go to the apothecary. But that's been helping a bit. I noticed when it's at the lower end of the spectrum, so when my pain kind of calms down, it goes down to a 3 now instead of a 5. So there is somewhat improvement there. And what's really nice about it, I do have to pay out of pocket for it. It's like $60 a month, which is expensive, but Greg is helping with that. But what's great is that if, say there is a month that we can't afford it, there's zero withdrawal. There's no bad symptoms for stopping. So that's really nice to have because I swear every other medication I'm on has some sort of like weird withdrawal that you have to go through if you miss a dose or if you delay a dose or, such. The apothecary used to sell opioids such as heroin. Would that help? Well, I am technically on an opioid currently, Dilaudid, but we're working off of that for the upcoming surgery. So, yeah, no withdrawal is good. So they said it's no big deal if. I see Smitty and Alias and Lavender Lady has joined. Hi, kids. Hi, Lavender Lady. We're all kids. Yeah, so there's no withdrawal. There is withdrawal currently getting off of the Dilaudid. That's been kind of a bitch to go through, but yeah, I kind of went through that in my health history video, so I won't talk about that too much. Um, Today and yesterday have been really bad pain days, but the day before, so let's see, yesterday was Wednesday, so Tuesday, they're like, "Hey, by the way, we're doing like a surprise inspection tomorrow." So we had like one day to make sure like everything was presentable and that like everything was kind of in order. So, um, what, Maddie? You know me? I don't know who you are. um, and damn right, you're all kids. Nice. Yeah, your friend. Oh, I'm sorry, your friend is going through that too. Yeah, because his back issues. Back is one of those things that, like, once you start getting back pain, it's really hard to find ways around it. And they used to just do surgery for everything. So it used to be, oh, you have a back problem. Let's look at what we can do surgically. And now they're finding out that they're having more and more failed back surgeries. So the people are still in pain afterwards. It didn't help all that much. And now they have to deal with whatever the surgery did. So yeah, back issues are really tough. My inherited or surrogate mother, as I call her, is she's got arthritis in her back and she's got bone spurs. So she goes through that quite a bit, like with the weather. It's been all over the place, so it has hurt. But so other than that medication, which has been helping, um I have currently a spinal cord implant, which is a spinal stimulator. So basically, like it sends signals to the nerves. Hey, Evans. It sends like an electronic, sorry, signal to the nerves, and that's supposed to basically give your brain something else to focus on rather than the pain signals. Oh, Effexor. That's a bad one to get off of, I've heard. Really heard. Sorry you had to go through that. Um, so yeah, I have the Hey Purple. I have the current stimulator I have has been it's been more irritating than helpful lately. And it runs at like 150 megahertz. So they want to do like a different one. Basically, a different company makes it. And it she also said that the stimulator I have, once you do start getting that irritating feeling where it's more irritating than helpful anymore, that typically doesn't go away. That it's basically going to be um it's going to be an issue with running the device. Plus, it takes 4 hours to charge, where I have to wear a really tight belt around my abdomen. Where's my pain? My pain's in my abdomen. So that's a very painful experience for me. And I mandatory have to do it. Hold on one second. What is that noise? Oh, never mind. It was the air conditioner. I'm dumb. Um, so yeah, once it starts feeling uncomfortable, you don't that doesn't go away. And the 4 hour charge time and everything else. So she recommended a different company's neurostimulator. And it's you talking. Yeah. And I forgot that I was talking. Um, so this other company runs at 10,000 megahertz. And what happens with that is that you don't actually feel it. There's no sensation. And you basically, it just helps with the pain. And one downside is it does have to be charged each day, but it's only a half an hour charge. So that's pretty much way, way better than currently. So they want to try that. I did look into it. I did some research into it. It's all approved for FDA and everything. So hopefully the everything goes well with it. It is one procedure. So, well, I mean, technically two. You go on like a trial. So basically, they put the leads into your spinal column and they tape this device to your back and you wear it for the last one was a week. So you wear this, and I had what's called a back diaper, which if I do again, I'll take a picture of it and post it. Basically, this giant like wad of gauze that's on there, and 10,000 megahertz. Yep, 10,000. So basically, you wear it for a week, and that's to gauge how much it'll help your pain. And then once you go through that, if it did help and everything, they schedule you for the procedure. And it's just one. So they go in, they take the old one out, and then they put the new one in one procedure. Not looking forward to the healing on that one. Last time it was 3 days of severe pain where I couldn't move. And there's no bending, twisting, no picking up more than 5 pounds, and very little, movement that's not lateral on your back for 8 weeks. So I won't be able to pick up my cat because she's 9.5. But with Greg home all the time, that's going to be a lot easier this time. My nephew helped me last time because my sister was supposed to let me stay with her for a week, and the day before or 2 days before, she decided that she was going to tell me it's not a good idea. So I was kind of left with no one to help for that first week. So my other sister, who's in Texas, who wished that she could help, her son comes up to see his dad every summer. So he was kind enough to stay for a week and help me out during that first week because I didn't know what I wouldn't be able to do. Oh, no, reaching above the shoulders too. So everything has to be below, like on counter level, basically, in order for me to reach it. Basically bedbound for 2 months. It's pretty close. For sure that first week with the pain and not being able to move and trying to figure out you basically have to relearn how to do things within the confines of those restrictions. But my laptop is lighter now, so I won't have to worry about picking that up. I should still be able to stream, probably not right away, probably not during that first week, but should be able to at least get, how do you pick your nose that's above shoulders? Good question. Yeah, good question. It's really horrific. You know what's horrific? I looked up the surgery for getting this done because I typically try to find video of surgeries before I have them, so I kind of know what they're doing. I'm kind of weird like that. But basically, in order to because the implant is like basically on your left ass cheek, right at the top. And then the wires have to be buried underneath muscle, or in between the skin and the muscle, sorry. So it's above the muscle, but they basically take a rod and they pierce it through the skin and then like do this back and forth motion. It looks horrible on camera. So that's basically what they do to wedge it in there. And then of course they go into the spinal column then and get buried. So that the upper incision isn't much to heal from. It's just that like carving out of space in between that really hurts. But at least I know how to paint landed. Oh, you have sciatica? Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't have it, you hear it. Yeah, sciatica, from what I hear, is pretty an ass fan. They stab it through your ass. From what I hear, sciatica is pretty debilitating when it acts up because it goes all the way down your leg. But yeah, so looking forward to hopefully a device that will help and not feel just irritating. Because this one, you feel the pulses as they go, and they're pretty fast, but still, it's when it gets to that irritating stage and it's not helping. What are you doing? Hey, don't play with that. Okay? Can we make a truce not to play with that? Thank you. Cat. She acted up apparently the whole time. Yes, actually, if you've seen videos of liposuction, that's exactly what it looks like. So Yeah, that's literally what it looks like. You have, like, the in and out movement, dirty, giggity, um, cat, yeah, cat, my child, my only child. "What are you doing?" "Hi." "Yeah, what are you doing?" Apparently, the whole time I was gone getting my prescription filled, she decided to go. We have, like, a cubby area in the back part of the living room, and we've got boxes in there because we have boxes everywhere. But she decided to go in there and start digging into everything while I was gone. So, um, yeah, she was a little pain in the ass. So she got terrified today because we had apartment inspections, um, and so there were three strangers here, and she's terrified of anyone who's not me. Like even when Greg gets up and walks around, she like freezes and won't move. But plants that are rambunctious. I don't know, maybe if you could get like one of those Venus flytraps, maybe that would act out. I don't know. Surgery is a pain in the ass. Nice one. Nice one, Alanis. Yeah, I'm just talking to myself like the guy. I do that. I do that very much, very often. Um, but so yeah, we had three strangers here, and let me tell you, when you accidentally fall asleep on the couch and you wake up and there's three weird dudes in your apartment, it's a little strange. Um, he was surprised I didn't wake up right away. Greg was because they were pretty loud, but apparently I slept through a little bit of it. But yeah, it was a very odd experience because I'm like, oh, I have to be coherent like now. Um, Yeah, it was interesting. But they were just checking out. They were doing things like emptying dryer vents and apparently making sure light bulbs were okay because they have people call them to change light bulbs in their apartment. Like not the fluorescents. I mean, that would be the only reason we would call them is the large fluorescent that's on the top of the ceiling in the kitchen. But like just normal light bulbs like we have if I can tilt it, we have those, which I mean, typically if they're this close to the bed, like you can just use a step stool. I don't get why they call about that, but apparently they don't want to buy the bulbs is the issue. So yeah. Um so yeah, they were here doing that and making sure everything was all right. We had an issue with the toilet leaking in the out of the top of the reservoir, which was just a loose little tube in there, so it was really easy to fix. I just didn't know how it was supposed to look, so now I know, and we'll do that. I'm gonna call my landlord and ask him to do the dishes, right? I mean, why? I just don't get it. Like, do some of your own shit. We replaced every single light bulb in here except the fluorescents because we couldn't find affordable. I think they're the 3 foot long fluorescents, and we couldn't find like an affordable LED version, but everything else we changed to LED, and it saves so much money. But yeah, we changed everything out. That's no big deal. They were checking batteries and smoke detectors. Apparently, people don't replace those, so it's just really weird. We chatted with them for the crazy people that call them for weird ass shit. Yeah, I don't know why I called to change the light bulbs. Like, do it yourself. Freaking A. I can change a light bulb. Like, it's not exactly rocket surgery. Um, but yeah, LEDs do save a lot of money. So we went to like Costco. Costco had some like bulk LED light bulbs that we could buy and we replaced everything. But yeah, so that's number one for the health issues is getting that device changed. Number two is why am I blanking? Oh, I have to call my insurance to see if they cover it. She's pretty sure they do, but there's a test that you can get where it checks your genetic absorption of medication. So basically, based off your genetics, you're going to absorb medications in a certain way. Some you don't absorb as much, some you absorb too much of. And basically, it'll print out a report on the most common medications, which goes across the board, not just pain meds, It does like antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, um, prescriptions like that. And so if we get this done, it'll be able to say, this is how much they're absorbing. And she had one lady do it, and it turned out that all three of the medications she was on for pain were in the least absorbed category. So it basically offers suggestions in your most absorbed, and then they can make that change to something. And she's actually on a smaller dose, a much safer dose, and it's actually working for her pain. So I just have to call and make sure that um, that is covered. But it takes time for me too. I forget whose stream I was in that I was talking about it, but no, I think it was one of our Friday shows actually, maybe. But the antidepressant they had me on was Lexapro, and the clinic I was going to was Native American clinic, so they do prescriptions there, and they were no longer covering the brand name. They made everybody switch to generic. So they switched it out, and within 3 weeks, I got so depressed because you not only go back to the depression you had before, but it actually makes it worse. So yeah, I I just remember one day I was just trying to get ready for work, and I couldn't find a pair of jeans. And that's all it took to basically bring me to tears. And I was sitting on the bed just bawling my eyes out about pants. So obviously something was wrong. Greg's like, you should probably talk to them about that. So I talked to Dr. Zabo, and that was the only switch that we had made. So we went back onto the brand name, and there was no problems. Basically, the filler that they use, or the binder that they use in the generic, is actually lactose. So because I'm missing my pancreas, which is where typically lactase, or what you need to break it down, is produced, I wasn't breaking the binder down. So I basically just wasn't absorbing the medication. So yeah, they switched me back, and I was totally fine. So it might not bring up all of my issues, simply because I have had so many GI surgeries that there's absorption issues with that, but it'll at least give a starting point for as to like how my genetics are playing a factor in that. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for that. I know I did the 23andMe thing. Greg bought me one of those kits, and I have the like health stuff with that. So yeah, you buy LED bulbs with the same color temperature. Yeah, you can do that. We went with the lighter one, I think. Like, I think it's a more white color instead of the yellow. But we typically don't have a whole lot of lights on to begin with, so it's not that big of a deal. The only one that's weird is Weird Al did a song about the pancreas. I have to look that up. That has to happen. I did start an Evil Pancreas Twitter, actually, and I did some postings on there, but haven't done anything with it in like years. And that was something that someone suggested that I do, right from the perspective of my GI tract, which was fun. Yeah, so let's see. We have that, covered the new prescription. Yeah, that's about it. Between yesterday and today, though, the pain has been pretty intense. And not being able to do a whole lot kind of sucks. So when I have to do a whole lot, like Tuesday night when we were getting everything brought out and kind of like getting the apartment together, I had to keep sitting down because my legs kept giving out. So that was fun. I do have a checkup this month in like a couple weeks, I think. They're gonna check the thanks. Sweet. Thank you, Atheist Girl. I'm gonna open that. Um, nope. No copyright strikes. No copyright strikes. Uh-oh, I lost my window now. Oh, there I am. Okay. Sweet. I'm gonna have to listen to that when this is done. That'd be great. I love Weird Al. I'm a dork like that. Um, but yeah, so my legs have been super weak. Um, haven't been able to do a whole lot, and I've needed to sleep more, hence the falling asleep. Yeah, now hashtag Sandals taking note. Yep, copyright strike. Bye, Purple. Have a good night. I probably won't go too long on here. But yeah, so yeah, hence the falling asleep while people were actually here. And yeah, just spacey. I've been really spacey these last couple of days, I think just from being tired. And I got a migraine yesterday, I think, because I had slept so little. I didn't get to sleep until like 2 or 3 and then was up at 7. Then today was up at 7 too, because I didn't know what time they were coming. Turns out they didn't come until like 3 or 1 or 3. I don't know, right around there. I think it was a little before 3 that they came. But yeah, inspections are fun. It's one of the reasons why I wish we had a house, but then at the same time, with having a house, you can't just call a landlord if something breaks. So there's that. We do have that convenience, and we don't have to shovel snow except away from our garage. So that's necessary in Wisconsin. Oh, thank you, Maddie. Wait. Atheist Tea Girl. Your brother almost punched Weird Al? Why was your brother wanting to punch Weird Al? What happened? Oh my gosh. Just smash the like button. I could do that like all those like gimmicky popular channels, like smash the like button. Um, but yeah, not gonna be that big of a dork, even though I just was. Meh. It's now immortalized on the internet. Yeah, so yeah, last 2 days have been interesting, but you do what you do. You push through. Um, would anybody be interested in an after show tonight? I have to open up a window to possibly get that started if people are interested. I can probably do it for a little bit. It won't go too late, simply because of my tiredness and my spaciness and such and such. I'm okay right now, although I did just eat, so oh, that's loud. That's really loud. We're gonna mute that. Live events. New live events. Let's see. April. Excuse me while I do this. After show. Day at. We'll set it for 8:30. That should be good. Do an after party. Nope. Events. I'm doing it right this time. Well, at least I think I'm doing it right. You never know. I might screw up things time to time. Time to time. Father is closeted self-hating gay during a concert. Real now singing. Oh. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry he's closeted and self-hating. It's such a shame. Like, it's something that doesn't harm anyone as long as, you know, everything is consensual. I just I don't get why there's such a stigma, why there's such a hatred Religion obviously plays a big part in that, um, which is sad. They definitely shouldn't be just hating themselves. And the suicide rate in LGBT community for children is outrageous. I think someone said it's like between 30 and 50%. Oops, sorry. Um, which is phenomenally awful. Um, yeah, Christianity sucks. It can. There are some people that um, just, and honestly, they'd find a reason to hate. Like, even if religion were to disappear tomorrow, you'd still have people who are racist and sexist and, homophobic, transphobic. They would just have different reasons for it. They'd come up with something else. Pseudoscience, yes. Gay sex harms nobody as long as you lube and stretch properly. All right, wouldn't know about that. But yeah, funded by religions, the pseudoscience. It just, oh, he got cured? Yeah, because it's something that needs a frickin' cure. Oh, outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. I don't know. To me, like the whole humanist perspective, like basically, as long as you're not harming anybody, and I do consider harm throwing your religious views in people's faces, but if you're not doing that, then you do you. Like, that's fine. But as soon as you start trying to make laws because of your religion, and when you start infringing on my rights because of your religion, then I have an issue with that. Um, but like I have one sister who's fundamentalist, and that was the one who was supposed to look after me after my surgery, and just decided, nope, not going to happen. Um, and yeah, so that was right around the time she found out I was atheist too. So I'm pretty sure that was the reason. Didn't want me influencing her children with my demonic ways. But atheists were still yeah. Don't teach your kids to freaking hate. Just don't. Like, just and a natural expression for social space. Yeah, homosexuality is, what did they say? Like 1,500 species in the wild participate in homosexuality. So that whole, oh, it's not natural because you don't see it in the animal kingdom. Like, really? Just really? It's the dumbest thing. It's absolutely dumb. Yeah, I mean, I can make you susceptible to anything. But I do have, like, my other sister who's religious. Um, she she doesn't she isn't judgmental. She's not against homosexuality. She's not against hey Brian. Hey Brantley. Well, hi bye Brian. Thank you for the like. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Computers aren't natural. That too. But yeah, the other sister I have is not fundamentalist, is really open and still thinks of me as a decent person despite my atheist. The other sister is the reason I use the black heart a lot, the black heart emoji, because she's the one that told me I had a cold, dark heart after she found out I was an atheist. And I just want to be like, really? Like 5 minutes ago, you didn't think that. Now you find out one opinion that I have, and suddenly that changes. I didn't change as a person, but meh, whatever. What you gonna do? So I proudly use the black heart. If my heart is black, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. I'm okay with it. uh, Chrissy's eating dinner. A free I'm driving. No texting while driving, Brantley. No texting while driving. Bye, Smitty. Individual is my best friend's brother, and he thinks he's a gangster. Teaches this 10-year-old boy the same. What? Really? You're gonna teach your kid how to be gangsta? Oh my god. Oh, atheist 2-year-old, maybe that's what happened. Maybe my heart got switched out and I just didn't know? That could be. Or like it just turned black, like touched by Satan and it just curls up and becomes this massive blackness. Meh. Whatevs. She still barely talks to me. Never asks how I'm doing or anything, so but, to each their own. I'm here. I'm chatting, not texting on Buckle 2. You're just chancing fate, Brantley. Uh, oh yeah, they could have. They could have switched it when they put the stimulator in. Hey Robert, how are you? Hope you're doing well. It's got to be really freaking late where you are. I have it on my phone. It's one of the places I added to the world clock, which is weird because now that I talk to people on YouTube and know that they're all around the world, it's kind of nice to be able to just add a clock for their region. Just be like, hey, I now know what time it is. So let's see. I can check that. Mm-mm-mm. So it's what, 3 a.m.? Yeah, I don't really believe in fate either, but I do believe in the odds, though. The odds of things happening. Oh, good. You're at least buckled. That helps. In case something happens. Huh. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for health updates. Unforgiven 2. I do not know which song. I live under a rock though when it comes to music and like movies and everything like that. Half asleep and chatty. That that's an interesting combo. Cruise control. Cruise control is not autopilot. What am I vaping? I have it's a blue raspberry and a nectar berry, which is peach and strawberry, I think. And then just like 3 drops of menthol or mint. It just makes it like a much brighter flavor. Hey Terry. It's 11:09 a.m. Yeah, definitely not morning anymore. I can feel it. Oh man. I feel like I'm old, seriously. I feel like I'm 90 years old, but I think that's just all the health problems. I go to bed pretty late though, because it's typically hard for me to fall asleep. So it's typically between like midnight and 1 or 2 that I get to sleep, and then I'll typically wake up once around 7 a.m. Try to go back to sleep for a couple more hours, and then be up for good around 10. 41. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's because I'm wise, Spinny. I did have to like being sick at the age I was at 18 and going through like having to lose friends because of it. It definitely does make you kind of mature a little bit faster, especially like coming out like facing the concept of your own mortality. I think makes you it takes away that like invulnerable attitude that kids have. Um, that they seem to have around that age where they're just like, oh, I can do anything. It's no problem. Um, yeah, it makes you mature faster. Definitely. I suddenly became like the mentality of the mom in my friend group. A couple of people didn't like that. Well, I couldn't go out to the bars because drinking when you already have pancreatitis is not recommended by doctors everywhere. I would say 9 out of 10 doctors do not recommend that. And And that's what they wanted to do. You know, you turn 21 and you have your bar phase and you go out and get hammered every weekend. And, you know, my sisters all went through that. It was like a rite of passage for them. My sister, one of them planted their car in many ditches. So she eventually learned though. Um, but the, yeah, it kind of, they were just like, you know, you can't do what we can do and we don't understand it. And also because what I had was rare, they didn't really respect that it was a thing. So, you know, it's better to find out though. I'd rather find out that people are just my friend for certain conveniences as opposed to legitimately being a friend that you can go through whatever with. Greg's definitely been a saint. I don't know how he went through all of these surgeries and like being in the hospital as much as I was. And it's kind of funny because after my after the total pancreatectomy and I was finally home, I had woken him up in the middle of the night because he was snoring. And he was in such a, because all of the pancreatitis attacks would happen in the middle of the night. So I woke him up and he actually just like in a daze started like grabbing for clothes and trying to, you know, get dressed and everything. And I was like, no, 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 what are you doing? And he's like, don't we have to go to the ER? And I'm like, no, you were just snoring. He's like, wait, so we don't have to go to the ER? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, good. Went back to sleep, but like that's how frequent it was. I had maybe a week out of the hospital in between. So yeah. Aw, you ladies need dates. We need to find you some good people. Lots of good people. Looking old doesn't either. Aw. Yeah, I don't believe in saints either. They can, you know. I used to, my favorite one, because we were supposed to be Catholic, and I say supposed to be because we didn't really go to church all that much. Mom just liked to use the whole honor thy father and thy mother. Although she reversed it, it was always honor thy mother and father. I didn't know until I started dating Greg that that's not the way it is written. She basically used that, but we were supposed to be Catholic. So my grandfather had St. Francis of Assisi statues. It was one of his favorites, and he's supposed to be the patron saint of animals. So I still actually have that. So that's one thing in Grandpa's that I have, which I'm grateful for. Never got to meet him, though. He died in 84, and I wasn't around until 87, so. Yeah, women always come second in the Bible, which is crazy because there are so many women who defend the Bible and actually relate, like, the biblical gender roles, dude. The the whole, you know, women should be submissive and they should be less than their husbands and they shouldn't talk and all that shit. It's surprising to look down in the comment section on that website and see how many women are like, thank you for this. Yeah, this is, you know, I want to be a good helpmeet to my husband and all this shit that like they're not fighting for their like their own rights. It just shocks me. I mean, granted, I used to be someone who did think along those lines, so I can understand that mentality, I guess. But you would think eventually they'd figure it out, and I did after my first abusive, like physically abusive relationship. I figured out that like, hey, I'm not gonna stand for this. Once I finally got out of that, it just wasn't going to happen anymore. And I got a lot of like a self-esteem or self-confidence boost from it. It's like Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, it really is. You know, you just are told that um, these are the way things should be, and you're supposed to accept it. But I got kind of stubborn later. Wasn't going to accept that. Yeah, that's a good policy not to just run into someone's arms because you're lonely. Been there, done that, yep. Very true. There are good people out there. I know they're rare. They're a rarity. Hey, Video Pirate. Welcome. You'll have to rewind for the medical update. In short, they're gonna put a new device thingy in my back, change out my cyborg parts, and they're gonna do a DNA test to see how I absorb medicine. You see, that could have been the whole stream right there. But no, I talk. Oh. Biblically, women have to work harder, twice as hard to get. True. Yeah, because they blame. But what's interesting is Eve at least questioned the serpent, according to the Bible, which I believe is a load of bullshit. But if say we granted to him that that story is true, she at least questioned the serpent on these things. So, like whereas with Adam, she brought it up to him. She's like, "Hey, you want some of this?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." Um, yes, I am gonna take something in the ass, in the upper left ass cheek. That's very true. Oh, oh my god, that's funny. Yes, I might be part android. That would be great. I would like to, or gynoid. Really? So, like, android is specifically masculine? Huh. I suppose androgynous. Well, androgynous isn't androgynous, like, doesn't that mean that you don't really have like, it's not a defined sex? Or am I thinking of something else? Because I always thought when you say, like, somebody looks androgynous, that they would have traits from both or neither type thing. It'd be like a non-binary. Yeah, it may even knock my back out too. Yes. I'm talking to you. Yeah, that one's copyrighted. Definitely. Definitely. Oh, I suppose. Well, okay. I'm an idiot. Okay. So that's where the androgynous comes from. Yeah, right. And that was a point too that I didn't even consider until after I became atheist and I was listening to videos. And they're like, by the way, that was the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, right? So before that, they didn't know what was good and what was evil, so they wouldn't have known that it was a bad thing to do to disobey God. They wouldn't have had that knowledge. So, checkmate, theists. Pretty much. Oh. All right. Well, I'm gonna close this down. Oh, I should grab the link to the after show and put that in chat. Let's see. Doot doot. I'm slowly figuring out how to navigate my way around that YouTube Studio beta. Okay, now it's not open. Why is it not open? Oh, no, no, no. Sure. Jinx yourself. Jinx yourself. There it is. Wait, why is it not showing up now? Okay, we're going to have to redo this because apparently it went ta-ta. There we go. Okay, out with friends. And then just send a quick message in chat so I don't forget anyone who wants the link. No, not go live now. That's not, no. You on watch page? I don't know. I think I got this right. So that should be the link to the after show. Lilith, yeah, right. That the Adam's first wife. Well, accordingly, he was married. There was no ceremony. There was no pronouncement. I don't believe it. Skeptic. Oh, and Mrs. Snarky just beat out Lavender Lady in the chat as I'm watching it. Oh, okie dokie. Well, I'm going to send links out and we shall get the after show going. I have to go and collect my my headphones from the other room. Oh man. Sweet. All right. Well, I will see you in the after show and talk to you later, guys. Let me figure out what I'm doing here. Again, totally new. Anywho, we'll see you in the after show if you can join us. If not, have a great night and we'll talk to you later. Bye.